Welcome, world. Episode 2 of the Traveling Truck Show. Excuse me. My name's Kristopher motherfucker McCoy. Welcome back, everybody. So, I probably should have made more episodes yesterday, but it was all over the place. So yesterday I've accomplished a lot. From Texas to Oklahoma to Arkansas to Mississippi. 4 states yesterday. And it's been a pretty interesting ride, to say the least. There's been some crazy things I've seen, and some even crazier things that I was questioning, like, is this real? And yeah, some shit goes down in the deep south, so let's just put it this way. There is still a lot of prejudice and racial discrimination in this great country. Come on, lady. Move your car. So, like, I was in Arkansas, and there was like this park, and I was like, well, let me go to this park. I could never find the park, so then I found this gas station, and it was a Shell, and it was interesting. It looked a little like sketch, but I needed gas, and I have Shell rewards, so figured might as well. And it was owned by an Arab gentleman, which I'm cool with. My nephew is Arab, so that doesn't bother me. But when I pulled up, it was like this white biker gang guy and his girlfriend and their rebel flags. Then there's this black man who acted like I had a disease. I hopped out my truck. He was fine with walking next to it. And then when he saw me hop out, he was like, white guy. Which I'm not white. If this guy don't get off my ass behind me, I know y'all see him. Yeah. So that was interesting. Then I went inside the gas station. I was pretty nice to the guy. And he was like, where are you from? And I was like, Texas. And he was like, y'all are nice. And I'm like, we have Southern hospitality. But he was like, I really love Texas because y'all take care of your people, which is true. Like, we may be far down south in the hell of heat of summer and stuff, and, you know, people may think that Texans are just gun-toting fools, which we're not. Most of us, minus me, have weapons, but it's not like we go out carrying them and doing shit like that. In fact, we actually care more about people than other people do. And it's crazy because it makes you question what is going on with the rest of the United States. Because I literally was looked at in so many different perspectives just because of how I look. And I got the Arab guy to have a conversation with me, the white guy to engage in laughter with me, which is a plus, and then the African American man, who was at first terrified of me, realized I'm pretty chill, and he like walked up and was like, yo, you're cool. So I want to point out that when people think, oh, America's the land of the free, home of the brave, things like that, it really isn't. I have seen poverty driving through the states. I have seen racial injustices. Literally, Arkansas has a bunch of white cops pulling over black people. I didn't see them pull over one white person yesterday. Not one. I watched them do a car chase and super excited that they got somebody. Again, it was a whole bunch of white people. One African American man. Like, I've seen some things on my travels that is very disturbing. Very disturbing. And it needs to be spoke about because people don't talk about it. It is not okay to live in what is supposed to be the best country in the world. And seeing people literally live in shanties, like houses that are falling apart with, you know, like you see those movies where it looks like an old abandoned building. No, people actually live in those homes. What really bothered me, and most people probably never really even connected the dots on this, is the fact that there are still plantations, and they're called plantations, from, and it wasn't that long ago, from slavery. And I literally drove by plantation after plantation, and I started noticing a trend, and it brought me tears. You can see the plantation house all the way in the back. You can just see miles and miles and rows of cotton and corn and wheat. And at the very front, next to the road, there'd be these little sections of houses, like all of them lined up. And the worst part, is that the people that live right next to them are working in those fields, picking the fucking cotton that they fought so hard for not to have to do. Slavery still exists. I don't care what people say. You may not think it does, but it really does exist. Because I can tell you without a doubt that those people are barely making it. They don't know any different. They've never got to leave. They've never got to experience life. And when I say those people, I'm not calling them a color, because it was majority of black people, but there were a few, like, when I say a few, sprinkled in Hispanic people. And then, of course, the whites. How is it that we are in the year 2020 and it's still like it's 1945? Have we really progressed as a nation? Have we progressed for humanity yet? No. We haven't. In fact, it's going backwards, to be honest with you. Is that a real watermelon? I don't know. Like, I'm bothered by the fact that people have no idea that this is happening. Look at the sun coming up. That's beautiful. We as a people need to stand up for each other and take on the man. Never thought I'd say it like that. But nothing is ever going to actually change until we rewrite the actual histories. History is supposed to be your past, not your future. And all we keep doing in this fucking country is reliving the same fucking shit over and over again. that I never thought I would see in my life. I didn't even think some of this shit still existed. But apparently it does. Some deep conversation today here on the Traveling Truck Show. But I'm not afraid to express any type of opinion, no matter the situation. Excuse me for burping. I just need people to realize and recognize that this is not okay. It is not okay that people are living in what look like abandoned homes with no transportation. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a bus. I wish I could say that I didn't see any of that, but I did. What are we gonna do as a country? Who knows? Come on, car. Thank God. That truck knew what he was doing. Oop. So yeah, deep conversation this morning. Episode 2, Traveling Truck Show. Somebody help me figure out why